In this lesson we're going to be looking at the background image, and we're going to be using the radial gradient to create an image in our element. So if you've been following along, in the previous chapter or lesson we used the linear gradient and we got this top to bottom 3-colour linear gradient effect, and you can have more than 3 colours. So we're going to now look at the next one. So instead of the linear gradient we're going to be using a radial one, and just to clarify that in our HTML code hasn't changed, we've still got our basic setup and we've just got this one div with a class name of box1, and then inside our CSS we're just styling that class box1 element which refers to that div in our HTML code, and then we're just using height property to give us the div of 400 so it displays on the screen, and then we've got the background image property, and then the previous lesson we use this linear gradient value and set its colours red, green and blue, and that's why we get that linear gradient onto the screen. Okay, so in this one we're going to, as I said, use the radial. So all I've got to do is change the linear to the radial, and if I give that a save, now this one's a little bit different to the last one, and basically because it's radial, so using the same colours before, red, green and blue, it places the red in the middle of the element and then works out in all directions. So because we've got green as the next colour, so that true green colour will be roughly where I'm moving the mouse around now. So it will transform from that red to green in between those two colours and blend it. And then because we use blue, so the outside most furthest point is going to be blue. So that's all around the side of the square, and obviously it blends from green to that true blue colour, which is set by CSS as a default. So as I said before in the previous one, you can have more or less colours. So as with the previous example, if you just limit the colours, so there we've got, and it looks like a beautiful sunset. So you can get red to the blue. Okay, so let's just chuck a load of colours in here. So we go mad, purple, yellow. Save that, and obviously it's using all those colours in order, starting with the middle one, which is your first colour red, then goes on to the blue, green, purple and yellow on the very outside. And again, if we just enlarge this, so depending on the size of your elements, depend on, you know, what happens. Obviously when you've got a square it'll be perfect rounded as it is sort of on the screen now, but if I open it up, it's obviously got a bigger width across the screen, so it pulls the image to give you a bit different effect. So depending on what you want and what size of element you want, just remember depending on the size is the sort of shape I suppose you'd get. So as I said in the previous one, we've used this loads in websites and books and whatever, and I'm sure you'll get to use it. You just got to have a play around with the colours. And as the same as if what this one and the last one, these are using the true CSS preset colours. You can use any formats like the RGB etc. to put the colours in there instead. It all works the same. But for this lesson simplicity, I just thought I'd just use the colour names instead, so it's easier to follow. Please hit that subscribe button, like and share to help support this channel.